Welcome, my lovelies, to a new video today. It's all about self-love and self-concept. It was actually requested in the comments, so I'm talking about it today. So if you ever have questions or specific topics you want me to talk about, put it into the comments, and as you see now, I take it into account. First things first, my name is Lydia Wilmsen. I'm a mindset and high performance coach, and here on my channel I talk all things manifestation, conscious creation, and mindset. And today is a very basic one, and perhaps you think it's too basic, but bear with me. Listen today, because I will give you a few pointers you might not have heard like that before. So, self-concept, self-love. Why is that important? Because many people out there, there's all kind of talk out there. Some people say like, you need it, you have to do it, this is the basics, or this is the basis. And then there are other people who say like, you can create whatever you want in your reality, you don't need self-concept. And then other people say it's all about awareness. And I want to almost thread this all together and give you a bigger view on that. Why it's important and how to apply it in a very simple and easy way. So my take on that is self-love, self-concept, or a strong self-concept. Why is it important? So when you start pouring all this love into yourself, self-love, you start seeing yourself as an amazing human being, as a beautiful human being, as someone everyone loves and someone as everyone sees as a priority. Once you start seeing yourself as that, and as I said, I will give you pointers on how to do that, your outer reality, other people will start mirroring that back to you. So self-concept is amazing because it already or a strong self-concept is amazing because it takes care of the basis for you. Of course, you can affirm for money, for specific people, for changes in whatever. However, if you start with how you view yourself and up-level that, you will already have all this amazingness coming to you from other people and from the situations that you're in. So doing that will only benefit you. You have to understand that. And also another point is that it feels so much more amazing to be connected with yourself, to love yourself, to really enjoy who you are being, like living on this planet, being in love with yourself and enjoying this beautiful body that you're inhabiting, this temple, this vehicle that you have to travel here on the planet will make your life so much more enjoyable. You have to understand that. Who would not want that? Why do you want to get all your manifestations and all the things you want to have? Why do you want to have all of that and still feel ick and still feel unhappy with yourself? Who would want that? You have all the money, all the cars, all the whatever, women, I don't know, whatever you want, and you're deeply unfulfilled and unhappy with yourself. Who would want that? So I don't get it. Work on yourself and work on the appreciation and self-love that you have, or appreciation for yourself, because it will up-level everything in your life. And even if you don't have certain things yet in your life, it will make your life so much more enjoyable. And you have to understand, when you fill up your self-love tank, other people will start mirroring that back to you. So you are in connection, or you are connected deeply with yourself. You just appreciate yourself so much. You like yourself, you like your looks, you like who you are being, your personality, all of that. People will start to mirror that back to you. And especially when you're in that feeling about yourself with conviction and confidence, you're just so happy with yourself. This is why people say when you're not in a relationship, just practice being in love with yourself, enjoying time with yourself. Yes, because the more you do that, the more you are that, people are naturally drawn to you. This is why people are drawn to people who are in a relationship, in the first beginning stages, because those people are so excited, so happy about themselves, because they get all this love from someone else, and this is what they show on the outside. This is what they embody, and this is why people all of a sudden everyone comes to them and wants to be with them. It's the change of their self-concept in that moment. But you also have to understand, if you get the validation from outside and you don't start filling up your self-love tank on the inside, this will go away. It's connected to something in the outside. The same with money, fame, whatever. Whenever it goes away, your self-concept decreases. So why not fill up this like idea about yourself, the self-love, the self-love tank and how you see yourself? Why not fill this up and have like a constant higher self-concept that people mirror back to you? Not just when you're freshly in love, or when you got a compliment, or when you got a new deal in business or whatever. Not just then, but always. When you are there, always, you will always have this reflected back to you. So please work on it, and please start loving yourself. And I'm telling you all of that after a long story or a long history of self-hate. I was a person who was deeply depressed, who hated herself, who didn't like anything about herself. And I can tell you, you can overcome that. You can start falling in love with yourself and this vehicle that you have here on this planet to navigate everything here on the planet. And it starts with yourself. It doesn't start with outside validation, because I had all of that. I had people telling me how amazing I was. I had the money, I had everything, and I just didn't feel it. So you have to start giving all of that to yourself and filling up that tank, and then have it constantly mirrored back to you, and you will finally feel it. You will finally feel it and be so happy and joyful with yourself. So that's the first point, that people will mirror it back to you. So the higher you think of yourself, the higher other people can think of you, because you're embodying that. It's not a question anymore. You're embodying that. Like your name, you know what your name is. And you will embody, like, my name is Lydia, or Lydia in German. That's me. If someone tells me you're Melanie, I'm like, no. And the same with what you think about yourself, how you view yourself. When you think you're an amazing, beautiful, gorgeous human being, and someone tells you like, oh, you suck, you're not good, you're like, whatever, not my name, I don't care. You will keep this high level of like perspective on yourself, this high self-concept. And the second very important point I want to make, because yes, we have desires that we want to create in our reality. We do all have that. And when you work on yourself, when you work on self-love and how you see yourself, you will naturally decrease the importance that you put on outside manifestations, on things you want to create in your outside reality. Because you are already validating yourself. You are so full of self-appreciation that you do not need it anymore in your outside reality. And what happens to things that are not as important to you anymore, where you don't hold so much resistance against anymore? They happen so much quicker. They just happen out of nowhere. You probably have seen this happening with like people reaching out to you, people giving you free cups of coffee or whatever, sorry, where you don't hold any resistance against and you just don't care so much about. It just happens so quickly. It just happens like sometimes instantly. So the more you apply this to things that hold or used to hold a lot of importance to you, and you decrease the importance of that, the quicker those things can show up in your reality, because you're not like needing it anymore. There is no desperation anymore. There is no extra importance on that anymore. And you already have all the validation. You don't need the validation, appreciation, and love from someone else, from your specific person, from your partner anymore, because you're already feeling all of that internally. Oh my God. And then they start showering you in love. Because again, the mirror effect, you love yourself so much, they all love you as well. It's crazy. It really is crazy. However, I want to tell you, do the self-love stuff and self-concept stuff not from an ulterior motive, not in order to gain something, in order to have them love you back, in order to them sign up with you, in order to get this and that. Don't come from that place, because then again you come from lack. You're doing this for the sake of it. You're doing it in order to enjoy this ride on the planet so much more. You're doing this to just feel so fulfilled and happy with yourself. And then all this other stuff will come by itself. You don't even have to try very hard about it. You're just being that person who has all of that already, because you're coming from a place of fulfillment and self-love. So don't do it in order to. Do it in order to feel better and just love yourself so much. And I can tell you, I started doing that. I had some serious physical changes that I created. It doesn't have to do with my upper body. So It's crazy. This stuff works. Like when you start pouring love in you, like you can even create lots of physical changes in yourself. It's really cool. It's really nice. So do it for the sake of it. Do it for loving yourself so much more, and know that other people will mirror that back to you. And you actually don't need it anymore. And the less you need it, they all come. They all want to shower you in love and give you, like, be appreciative. And I even had this in my circle of friends. Like, it leveled up so much how people view me, how they see me, just on, like, because of the work I did on myself. And the same with my clients. So how can you do that? What I really like is a mix of things. Mirror work. And you don't have to stare into your eyes for 10 minutes or something like that. I know this is one of the basic mirror work exercises out there. Just whenever you go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, get yourself ready, put makeup on, or just have a bathroom break. And when you look into the mirror, start telling yourself amazing things. Either in you form or in I form, it doesn't matter. Tell yourself you are amazing. You're utterly beautiful. You're the most stunningly beautiful person on this planet. You are so loved. Everyone loves and adores you. Everyone wants to be around you. Your energy is mesmerizing. You can even go like really overboard. Like, you don't have to be humble about this. Really start loving yourself so much. And or you say it in I form, like, I'm amazing, and look yourself into the eyes and feel the connection. And it's really like you're looking into your own eyes, and you don't even see the whole image of yourself in the mirror anymore, and you can feel the connection that is being created. And you probably will feel even a little bit emotional sometimes, because you hear all these things that you didn't hear before, especially in childhood. So you can fill up this tank of love that was left empty for a long time. And another thing I wanted to say, actually, it just came to me. When you start doing that work and you start loving yourself so much, you will naturally love other people more. So it is connected. It is really connected. And like, I'm not emotional with that, but I can feel that. And there is so much about, like, love the other person and be nice to other people, especially from religion. If you do not fully love yourself, you cannot really love other people to the depth that you could love them. So the more because we are all one. The more you love yourself, the more you put yourself on a pedestal of, like, self-care and appreciation and validation, the more you don't need love from other people anymore, and you will freely give them appreciation and validation and love. Because you have to understand, lots of people appreciate and validate other people because they want something in return. And if it's just feeling good about it. But if you already feel good about yourself and about everything in your life, and you start loving up on other people, you don't need anything back anymore. And it just takes on another level. Like, this love that you can give to other people then is just mind-blowing, because you don't need anything in return anymore, truly. But it only comes from you having a full self-love tank. And then in return, because you're such a loving person, you're love personified almost, people again will mirror that back to you. It's almost like an upward cycle. So instead of going downwards into, like, self-hate, and believe me, I have been there. I come from a place where I thoroughly hated on myself. To the place of not wanting to live anymore and hating everything about myself. And no matter how much other people could validate me or would validate me, I wouldn't feel it. So please, I'm not speaking from a place of being there or having been there always. No. And this also means you can change it. I came from a place of utter self-hate. And if I can make it to the other side, you can. You definitely can. So I already gave you the mirror work, and it can be like 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Connect with yourself and start telling yourself those things. And you will feel a shift quite quickly. It doesn't take long. So please give this a go. You can also use affirmations in general, but I feel, especially when it comes to self-concept and self-love, doing it in front of a mirror brings in another level. It really shifts you on a different level, because you're telling this to your face. And if you use just some general self-love affirmation or self-concept affirmations, do that and always come from a place of, I'm not doing this in order to gain something. I'm doing this in order to feel like that in the moment, in order to shift my awareness. I said in the beginning, there are people who say like, oh, self-concept is not important because it's all about awareness. Yes, of course, we are shifting our awareness to or towards self-love and towards self-appreciation. And for that, when you say affirmations, and they do work, like everything else, you just have to find what works for you, like what is your thing, so to say. When you do that and repeat it to yourself, you feel into that in the moment. You will feel that in the moment and come from a place, I am giving myself love at the moment. I'm not doing this in order to have someone else love me. I'm doing this to love myself in this moment and tell myself all these amazing things that I wish I had heard when I was a child, that I wish I heard from my partner or other people. And you just validate yourself. You validate the fuck out of yourself. This is what you're doing. And with that, you are shifting your concept. You are shifting your awareness to what you want instead. So it's really, really powerful. Can you visualize? Of course you can visualize, and you can visualize yourself like full of self-love, or someone else telling you how amazing you are. You can do all of these things. I highly recommend a mix of like affirmations, mirror work, connection with yourself. And yes, you can even do it without affirmations. You could just have one decision, make one decision and say, from now on, I love myself fully. Everything. I am perfect. I'm amazing. I am love. Everyone loves me, and that's it. So some people, they just have to take a decision, do not contradict yourself from that on, and it works. Most people need constant reminders, and this is where repetition comes in. We repeat things for the reminders, for getting us back into that state. So I would say this was a proper rant on self-love and validation of self. And you will feel, the more you do that, really the importance of like other things that you had put on a pedestal going down. All of a sudden you feel all of that and you're less attached to other things happening, and they will start happen out of nowhere, quicker and quicker and quicker. So that's it for today. If you want more support, I have an amazing school community all about mindset, manifestation, and conscious creation. You can join 7 days for free, cancel anytime, check it out. Lots of coaching, really group coaching every Wednesday at the moment, so once a week. Beautiful group of people who work on manifestation and conscious creation. And yeah, if you want more one-to-one coaching, reach out, check the links in my description. And please start loving on yourself. If you don't love yourself, how do you expect to continuously receive love from other people and actually feel it? It will be like empty, if you don't feel it, if you don't have a filled self-love tank. People can validate you and love you and appreciate you, and you will always get back to zero and need more of that. So do it for the sake of enjoying the journey here on the planet so much more. That's it. If you have questions, comments, put it all into the comments. And if you like my channel, please subscribe and leave a like.